What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bakali. In today's video, we're going to go over the main issues I've had with my C63S over 2 years and 50k miles. Now, I've already done a review. I've kind of gone over some of the details of what my car has been through since I've owned it back in 2018. But today's video is going to go over the main issues and sort of the regular issues that a lot of C63S owners have based on the forums, comments I get on my videos, and just from my own experience of what I've had and whether or not I've had the regular issues that a lot of owners have had since they've bought the car. So first, I want to thank Cbizzle for the comment on my last video for saying that he's had a lot of issues with the C63S. So I'm going to go over the issues that he's had and then the issues I've had. The issues I've had very recently is the active blind spot assist and the active lane assist being inoperative. So when I start the car, the doors open, and then it should come up. Yeah, I have the active blind spot assist inoperative, and then I click OK, and then I have the active lane keeping assist inoperative as well. And that's just happened very recently. I've never had that issue before. It just came up one day when I started the car. I was looking online to see what would cause the issues I just had, the blind spot assist being inoperative and the lane keeping assist. So as you can see on the bumper, there's these sensors back here, and the sensors are actually fitted under the bumper. And they say sometimes when those get really dirty, they're covered up, so then they just become inoperative because the car can't really calculate the distance between another car. Essentially, the sensors are just too dirty in order for them to work, so you get that error message. Now, I drive this car, and you guys know I've driven this car through a lot of snow, a lot of mud, and I've washed it before, but I haven't really washed it in depth under the bumper. So I'm thinking it might be because it's dirty. The other issue that it could be is the steering rack. I think there's like I don't know, it's like a plastic thing that goes on the steering column. And if that thing breaks, the blind spot assist and lane keeping assist also does not work. And I just had my steering wheel replaced, so I'm hoping it's not that issue with the steering rack. I'm hoping the sensors are dirty. I am going to be taking to the State College Mercedes to get this looked at. I'd rather get it looked at by a professional, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll bring you guys along so you guys can see what actually is the error. So one of the other issues Cbizzle noted in his comment was the creaks and rattles for a $100,000 car. If we step inside the car one more time, I can show you that this car does rattle a lot more than it should, in my opinion, especially the MMI system. I've had issue with this thing creaking and rattling way too much, and I'll try to pick it up on the mic, but essentially, when I go over a pothole, this thing creaks a lot. I don't think it should be creaking that much for a $100,000 car. Other creaks and rattles occur on the back near the sunroof. I've noticed it does creak and rattle a lot more, even when I'm just driving on regular roads. But most of the creaks and rattles come from here, and then sometimes on the steering column. Another issue Cbizzle noted, and I've also noticed since I've owned this car, is the fuel consumption in this thing sucks. I have half a tank, you can see right there, and I have about 167 miles left, which isn't really that much. We go down, you can see from reset, I've had about 18.2 miles to the gallon, which isn't that good. And then from the start, about 14. Those figures are not good. And you know, you have an AMG, you have a V8, of course it's gonna eat up gas, but it does eat up a lot more gas than I think it would or should. But if you do put it into like sports or sport plus mode, you're gonna be using so much gas and you're gonna be at the gas station a lot. So another issue I've had with this car that I'm sure a lot of C63S owners have had is the rock chips on the front and basically all over the car. I've kind of gone over this in my wrap video, which you can watch up here on this link. But basically, if you see, if I can zoom in, there's some chips right there, and this is over my wrap. So underneath there are some chips, but not as bad as the wrap. I have a crack in my windshield. If this focuses, nope, okay. And then I've also have rock chips up here on the roof line. Basically all over the car I have rock chips, and that's just because the car is low. You can see kind of like how it angles, slopes down, so all the rocks from trucks, anything that is taller than this car will come up and basically hit this car, usually around these areas, because when they put down the salt on the roads, they do it a mixture of salt and gravel, which basically messes up the front end of a lot of cars. So one of the other issues that Cbizzle had was the gearbox being very clunky. I have noticed that, and I'm going to demonstrate it in just a little bit. But essentially what that is that between first and second it's very clunky, and then sometimes when you upshift or downshift it's a little slow and it feels a little clunky, like as if someone rear-ended you. I had this issue with my Corvette C7. It was a lot worse than the C63s. I haven't really experienced that issue too much. I do feel it occasionally, but not something that really bothered me. Cbizzle said that he had to get his transmission replaced under warranty because it bothered him so much. Sometimes cars are lemons, but he did say that a lot of people on the MB forums have actually had this issue, so maybe it is prevalent amongst these models. I haven't really experienced it so far after 51,490 miles. It's a lot of miles that I haven't really experienced it to be very bothersome to me, so nothing I would know as an issue I've had over the ownership of the car. So we're at a red light. We're gonna test out from first to second to see if it is clunkier than it should be. I did notice when I was in second and I held second for a little bit, and then when I went into third, it was a lot clunkier and a lot slower than basically shifting from second to third to fourth, you know, keep going up and basically pounding through the gears. So we're gonna test it. We're in first, green light. We're gonna go up, go to second. Not really that clunky. Second to third. Okay, so from second to third, I felt the clunkiness. That had that rear end feeling where it just doesn't, you know, it doesn't feel right. It feels like someone rear-ended you. So from first to second, I really didn't feel anything, but from second to third, in Sport Plus mode, I definitely felt it. I definitely felt what Cbizzle was talking about, but not something that I'm really like concerned about or something that I would need the transmission replaced for. But I think it just goes into the factor of being in Sport Plus, because the transmission is just, you know, sportier. It isn't meant to be in a city setting. It's meant to go through the gears as fast as it can, because obviously it's a performance car. So when you start going to higher RPMs and you shift, so when I was in a higher RPM from second to third, I didn't feel anything. So let's go to comfort mode and see if it's clunkier in comfort mode. Okay, let's turn on the exhaust because it does not sound good without the exhaust valves open. All right, we're in first. Let's go to second in comfort mode. A little bit. So second to third is when I mostly feel, ooh. I don't know if you guys caught that on camera. Third to fourth, with a short shift on the third to fourth, was very clunky. That did not feel good. Okay. So I just shifted down from fourth to first in comfort mode. No issues. But that third to fourth was really bad. That's definitely something to note. The transmission is kind of clunky, but it might depend on the car whether or not you do need to get it serviced. I don't think I need to get my car serviced for the transmission. I mean, after so many miles, I've really not noticed any issues. And especially in Sport Plus mode, when you get those aggressive shifts, it actually feels really cool. It is definitely an issue that is in this car and a lot of people have had in the C63s. So another issue that I've had with this car is related to the suspension. So when I first owned the car about for a year, I never had really any issues. But then suddenly the suspension just basically, it made a lot of noise in the rear. It sounded like there was a dead body in the trunk. It was so loud, especially on potholes. It would just make the noise, you know, 10 times worse than it usually would on a regular road, but it would make the noise basically anytime I was driving. Now it got really annoying, and I also was worried that, you know, suspension might give out or something more dangerous than just a noise. So I took it to the dealership and they replaced the rear right shock. Still made the noise, so they replaced the rear left shock. Still made the noise, so they replaced basically the whole rear suspension, and then it stopped doing the noise. Well, a couple months later, it did it again. It still made the clunky noise in the back. They knew the issue before, so they said, okay, let's replace the rear suspension one more time. After they did that again, I have really had no issues with the suspension making noise. Thank, you know, the AMG gods again, because that noise was terrible, and it was really annoying because the fix just doesn't happen overnight. It takes about like a week or so for the car to be fixed completely. So after that, I got that fixed, and I haven't had the issue since. I actually was reading up on the forums trying to see if anyone else has had this issue. I really couldn't find anyone else that had this experience in the C63S. Other cars, you know, I found it on the Bimmer forums. Some people have had that clunky noise where it sounds like there's a dead body in the trunk, and that's just kind of where I got the idea and the explanation of what the noise sounded like. But so far on the forums, I am the only C63S owner that has spoken or that has really, you know, noticed the issue in the suspension. So I basically was like, you know what? This is probably not a prevalent issue in the C63S, obviously, because no other people have had this issue. So I really shouldn't note that it's a C63S issue in itself, but it is something that I did experience, so I wanted to share with you guys just so you know before you own a C63S or a used C63S. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That sums up all the issues I've had with the C63S so far after 2 years and 51,000 miles. I've also gone over the issues that a lot of C63S owners have had based on the forums and recent comments on my videos. Let me know if you guys want more videos like this, or if you have any other ideas of what you want me to do with the C63S, more information, more tutorials, just let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, and also if you haven't already, please subscribe. All support helps, and I'll see you guys on the next video.